What's up, y'all? Here we are at part two of our top 10 black movies. This right here is our top five. Last episode, I said that we get into the realest of the real. So we're going to start off with the realest of the real, as in Kevin. Last time
Yes,
left off
sir.
with you, so we're going to start back with you.
Yes, sir. All right. So at my number five, I'm gonna do the Five Heartbeats, 1991 film. Man, this was big, man. This was big. I remember when I was growing up watching this, I was like thinking this was like the Temptations or some kind of real group because of how good it was. But only to find out it was not a real group. It's a
Yo,
Yeah,
for the
I thought they were a
fictional
real
longest, I
group
group.
thought
too.
they were real.
As I was saying, like it was crazy. But I respect it, man. I put it up there because it's just like, and once again, when we're talking cultural significance, it's there. Like everybody talks about it. We love it. Once again, it's positivity. It's showcasing our talents in music.
Robert
Robert
Townsend.
Townsend,
Yeah.
100%, because Hollywood Shuffle is another one of my favorites from him, and another one of my favorite black films. Kind of like the original Chappelle with skits and the way he puts things together, but he showed his range in so many different ways. So yeah, man, I respect it. So that's my number five.
My number five, like I said, we're gonna get into a little bit more serious type of movies. My number five is a movie that I truly walked in this theater. I didn't know what to expect, and I walked out there like in crazy tears because how beautiful this damn movie was. It's If Beale Street Could Talk.
That is
Oh
a
man, great
great
film.
movie.
Yeah,
If
Great
Beale
movie.
Street could, like, this movie legitimately blew me away in every way possible. Like
it's a great
the
film.
the narrating of the story, the actual story itself. Because I remember reading this book in school, but I wasn't necessarily like too paying attention too much to it. But then like the movie, because I like if it, my whole thing with that was if with the book and the movie thing, if there's a movie, I'm more so gonna watch that rather than read the book. That's how I
Yeah.
always
Yeah,
watch. But
yeah,
if Bill Street could talk, like I was completely floored by everyone's performance in the movie. I mean, Stefan James, Kiki Lane, I believe her name is, Regina
Yep.
King, Brian Tyree Henry, I think Coleman Domingo's in that
Yep.
movie.
He
Like
mm-hmm.
is.
it's ridiculous. Tiana Paris is in that movie. It is,
Stacked
Yeah,
cast.
it
A
is
lot of
yeah.
Marvel
It's
people
great.
ridiculous.
too.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
Dave Franco, Pedro Pascal.
yeah,
I think Diego
Diego
Luna.
Luna.
I was gonna say I think Diego Luna's in that movie. Like Ed Skrein, or whatever his name is. He plays the guy in Deadpool, the villain in
yeah,
Deadpool. But
yeah.
that movie is absolutely just beautiful. Like that, like that's the best way I can describe it. It's absolutely beautiful in
Yes.
every single way that a film is supposed to be made, like written, directed, the cinematography is gorgeous. It's a
It
gorgeous
is.
movie. It's
Yeah,
like
it is.
being read a very real bedtime story. It's like not a fantasized bedtime story. It's a very
It's some real
beautiful.
stuff.
I fell in love with that movie so much. Like after the first time I watched it in theaters, man,
Yeah,
it was
Yes.
beautiful. That was
And
one of those experiences that I truly would cherish forever because I didn't expect that movie to really hit me the way it did. But I walked out and I was just like, yo, that movie was absolutely spectacular.
yes. And don't forget to mention the score. The score for that movie is
Every sense of the word,
amazing.
man. The score is gorgeous. Literally, when she's narrating and the piano is playing behind her, and almost every narrative scene she's doing, it's ridiculous, man.
I listened to a Gape on a regular. TikTok actually put me on to that because prior to hearing it on TikTok, I don't think I'd heard of the movie. I think I might have like stumbled upon it once. Like I wasn't into movies like I am now, so I
Yeah,
was like, eh. But then TikTok put me onto the soundtrack. I'm like, let me get in tune with it real quick, and I watched it last year, and it
it's
was pretty
amazing.
good. And
It's
then I
amazing.
find it crazy. How did they find a kid that looked exactly like Stefan James? Like that looked like that could be his actual son. In all
It
honesty.
could. It was crazy. That movie was so good, man. Oh my god. Just thinking about it now makes me watch it again for sure.
Mhm. But how do you feel about Moonlight? Because Barry Jenkins directed If Beale Street Could Talk.
Well, look at you trying to spoil stuff, man.
Oh, my bad, my bad, my bad, my bad, my bad, my bad.
Moonlight's on my list. Moonlight's on my
I,
list too.
I was
But
gonna ask which one
when
did
we
you
get
like
to it.
better. I was gonna see if you like
Well,
this
I
one.
like Moonlight a lot better, but I'm gonna get to it when I get to it.
Okay, my boy.
Yeah, nah,
I didn't even know.
Moonlight. Trust me, I got Moonlight on my list.
I sh-
Moonlight is one of the movies, but we'll save that for when it comes.
Craig.
Um, before I get to my number five, I just want to say the fact that Regina King deserved that Oscar, and the fact that it
Yeah.
wasn't nominated for Best Picture or Director, I still don't understand it. But my number 5, recent film I just watched, absolutely love it. Fences,
Yes,
Denzel Washington and
Fences is powerful.
Viola Davis. I am
Denzel wasn't
still
shit. Oh shit,
Dang, Craig
he
froze.
froze. Dang, my bad. Shouldn't have said that.
Man,
Denzel wasn't shit though. I was like, dang man.
Viola.
Oof.
I think the strongest part of that movie is Viola Davis, though.
Oh, for sure.
I think Viola
You know, it's
Davis.
amazing back in the day how women would stand for their man, like through all of that, man. Like, just like, deal with it. Like, boy,
Shoot.
it's different. It's
What she
different.
said? She said, "I've been standing right here with you."
Yeah.
Yo, and she was in straight tears. I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, this girl is going dumb. This girl is absolutely acting her ass off in this joint. Man.
Yeah.
I'll never forget her. It's crazy because we read the play in high school, or I think it was middle school or high school for Fences, and
Yeah.
watching it go turn into a movie. At the thing I have to really praise that movie for is, although it was kind of set to where it kind of looked like a play, they did a
Mhm.
very good job of having it come off as natural dialogue and didn't necessarily feel like a play.
Man, dude. You should definitely check out the play when you get a chance, man. It might be on YouTube.
It probably was. It
Um,
probably is.
yeah, man. It's the play is crazy. James Earl Jones was in that. So
Oh, he played Denzel's character.
yeah, and when
Okay.
when it gets that "you ain't never like me" scene, you be like, oh wait,
Yeah.
yeah, it's legit. Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
man.
and like I was saying, I think that it's still. I'm not big into stage theater, but I do want to get into more stage plays because when they're adapted, I absolutely love them. And Denzel and Viola worked their asses off on this for years before
for
finally
sure.
bringing it to the big screen. And I still don't understand how Viola won for best supporting when she's the only actress in the film because they wanted to give it to Emma Stone for La La Land that same
Oscars
year.
politics. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know how that
and
works. Yeah,
Denzel losing to Casey Affleck when Casey had two
Manchester by
SA
Sea.
pending.
what was it?
Wow.
Manchester by the Sea.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie though, and I
That
hope I
one
don't lose my
is
black card, but
that is a good
Manchester by the Sea
performance.
is kind of sad as hell. I just look, he
Yeah,
ready.
that's
but
yeah,
but
that's
Casey Affleck had two SA charges pending at the time, and he still won over Denzel. And Denzel looked like he was about to cry.
no. I didn't even know he had charges at that time. That's
I know
crazy.
about the charges either. I was gonna say it's definitely a conversation to be had about who could have won that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I wasn't mad at Casey Affleck though, because man, I actually did end up watching Manchester by the Sea. And I'm like,
yeah, yeah. So that one. So this is not like the Al Pacino "Sin of a Woman" snub when he won over Malcolm X. Like it's not like that. Like
yeah,
No
it's
way.
I
more
I
so like
still
I feel like they were kind of even in a way. Like one is like both of them are great performances, but I
two
was like,
words:
ooh,
white
yeah,
mediocrity.
yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
Al Pacino was Scent of a Woman. He had a mediocre performance in that.
No,
I haven't. Oh, I'm not
no,
talking about.
no. No. He's talking about Casey Affleck.
he's talking
Oh,
about Casey
Um,
Affleck.
I have not seen Al
No, Son of a Woman was
Pacino.
good. Son of
I
a Woman
haven't
was
seen a
good.
lot of his filmography, and I need to watch that film. But Al Pacino should have won a decade earlier.
hmm.
Yeah, exactly. It's like one of the makeup calls. Like if you don't win for Godfather, then we got to give it to you for this because it's just as good or
You got
not as
Malcolm
good, but it's like a
X.
great performance. Yeah, but they ended up snubbing Denzel because, which you really can't. Like, how do you do that? But whatever.
They
It's
always
fine.
want to keep a black brother down.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, that's what happened.
But every time I see that scene with him and Viola, I'm like, God, Viola, wipe your nose.
Honestly, that's what kind of makes me like appreciate her even more because it's like, yo, like she's really digging into that scene, like she's digging into that
Yeah,
dialogue. She's
it's
like
different.
that's a scene where she everything she's saying in that she's been holding that in for years, and it's just all coming out, and it's just like a very ugly, like natural kind of cry. I kind of appreciate that.
It's crazy how
I
somebody
do
can like
too.
just be like and do that with no ties to that real experience at all. It's
I was gonna
crazy.
say, I know we talking about black movies, but like Margot Robbie in Babylon, when she had to do her, she had to cry on cue. That was damn very impressive to me.
I
Yeah.
actually, it took me a while, but I actually learned how to do that.
Had to cry on cue.
How?
Yeah, I learned from watching Daniel Kaluuya in Get Out.
Kaluuya, Kaluuya, yeah, he did it. Yes, he was very good at that too.
Yeah, it was.
He was
What
very
year?
good at that too.
But it's time for my number 5. I know the street's been waiting. What's Rick O'May's number 5? Nobody's gonna guess it, but just know, set it off.
Oh really? Ah
Set it
man.
off. I watched the director's cut specifically, so I don't know how different it is from the original. But when I watched Set It Off last year for the first time, I'm like, bro, this is a generational movie. F. Gary Gray is the most underrated director ever. Y'all not listening to him. I'm telling you, like I was watching that movie. I was in it. I was fully invested, and man, Queen Latifah really went out like a G man. The movie just hit me. Soundtrack is banging too.
No,
For the whole
it's
week
a really
after,
great movie. It's just for me when like I said, I just saw that movie too young, and I was just scarred
yeah,
by it all because I really wanted them. I really was rooting for these women to make it out of this scenario.
yes, I
See
was too.
Yeah.
to see that happen the way it did, I was just like, "Yo, this is great." Even when it's that scene where Jada's on the bus and it like pulls off
Yes, and she's watching everything happen.
that joint. I was like, I was done, bro. I was done.
Yeah.
Just
I was done.
man.
I was crushed. I was, oh my god.
But since we already talked about Set It Off, I'm gonna get right to my 4th pick. House Party.
House
That
party.
right
There you go.
there, the original. I like the House Party as a whole. Last week I just did an unboxing for like I just bought the whole series except for the new one, and I like all the House Parties, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, remake included. I'm a fan, but the first one is forever and always top number 1.
You like the remake,
I enjoyed it.
the 2023 joint?
I did.
Uh,
Keep in mind, I did go with all my friends, and it was a packed theater, so it kind of was a fun experience with everybody in
okay,
there.
maybe that's a different experience. Yeah, maybe that's a different
That's
experience.
that's the only
No.
way.
My theater wasn't that packed, and honestly, it really pissed me off because I'm like, all right, this is a reason just for LeBron to have his name attached.
No, definitely. I
I was-
100% understand every single flaw of that movie. At first, I wasn't even rocking with it because I'm like, who wrote this movie? I want to smack whoever wrote this movie. But then, I don't know, my brain just went off. And I
Yeah,
was like, hey, I'm not
respect.
mad at it. But it
Respect.
definitely could have been better. Because I myself I am a filmmaker myself. And I know making movies ain't the easiest thing on earth. But I'm like, sometimes you're like, come on, bro. Come on now.
Yeah,
You could have did something a little, you know.
it
It's
could
very
have been funnier.
It could have been. It's very
I
predictable.
do enjoy the second and third one though. I do enjoy those.
Yes,
I was
people
gonna
don't
say,
talk about those enough. 4 is actually a no. I gave that a
Marcus
5.
Houston. Megan Good was in
5
it though. Childhood crush.
in my review. I literally put plus a half star for Megan Good because I would have gave it a 2 out of 5 in all honesty. But y'all, nobody talks about the 5th one, Down for the Party, or no, Tonight's the Night. I mean,
honestly,
it was a
I don't
direct
even
to
know what that is.
DVD. Exactly.
I was gonna
I
say
think
I
it was
probably
direct to
stopped
DVD.
watching house parties after maybe like the third or the fourth one.
Like 90% of America, if not 99% of America.
Yeah.
But do y'all know School Dance?
Yes. Not with
It's
cat.
in the same. It came out around that time.
I was gonna say the only reason I
So
know about School Dance because that legendary Williams scene where he's in the jail.
who's that white baby?
Who's goddamn white
Oh,
baby is that?
that's the only
I have-
scene I've ever seen, dude. That's crazy. Cat was right. That's the only scene everybody knows.
I was gonna say yeah, but I see yeah, that's the only one I remember like vividly from School Dance. But I did watch the movie.
But yeah, but those 2 movies, School Dance and House Party 5, go hand in hand in my brain. I was in 5th grade when they came out, and they aren't the best movies, but the nostalgia is there for me. So, but speaking of, y'all should check out School Dance. It's pretty fun. I just watched it
I'm gonna
last
check
week.
it out. I'm
It
gonna
was
check it
a
out.
funny movie.
Kevin Hart, OG Pretty Thug.
Yep.
Kevin Hart being funny in the movie. All right, have to check
Hey,
that out.
I'm a Kevin Hart fan. I've always been because
I,
Real
I
Husbands of
rock with I
Hollywood.
rock with him too, but yeah. Well, that's another conversation.
My mom isn't a big Kevin Hart fan. She hates Kevin Hart. She
Dang.
I like him like as he's a good person and his stand up is cool, but he's oversaturated the film market.
I definitely can see that. I
with
never
some
expect
stuff.
him to be.
all you have to do is watch Lift, and you'll understand where Kevin is coming from.
I ain't even seen it.
That movie ass. That movie is really bad. I don't.
Yeah.
That movie is really bad. But
See, yeah.
Craig, this your number 4. We on number 4.
Yeah, I think so. Yes, number 4. Um, my number 4 is They Clone Tyrone. Absolutely, this was in my top 10 of films last year when I was doing my top 10 list. I think this clocked in at number 4. Ironic, kind of ironic seeing I have it as my number 4 this time around, but this film got overlooked because it came out the same weekend as Barbenheimer, and everyone was excited. Everyone was talking about that, and a lot of people were. First of all, Tiana Paris is fine as hell.
Yep.
I've had a massive crush on her since maybe since Candyman or WandaVision.
Yeah.
And
The show wasn't Candyman.
her and Jamie Foxx have really great chemistry together. The pimp and the whole it was just
really good chemistry. They're really good.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
They
were having fun with that. It was
They
cool.
were having a lot of fun with that. They were very good together. And honestly, that was a movie where I really got like I feel like John Boyega was able to really make, I'm not going to say make up for Star Wars, because he was kind of dicked out of a good situation in that, or not a good situation, but he was kind of like I'm not sure if y'all thought he was going to be a Jedi, but I damn sure did. And once that didn't happen,
Oh, they used them. They used them to draw on more people and act like,
I thought
hey,
John
inclusiveness. Y'all got somebody now, only for Finn to be nobody.
But I think they cloned Tyrone, and the Woman King was John Boyega's opportunity to really prove like he
Breaking
is.
Breaking was good.
I have to watch that one too. I have to watch that one.
Was that technically Black cinema?
I mean, it's a story about
Breaking.
So yeah, I guess that kind of counts.
I don't know.
I say if it's a Black director, I'll call it.
I'm not 100%.
Yeah, who directed that again?
Oh, hella fine.
This looks like nope. The name almost got me, but the picture,
nah,
it's like Abby Demarius Corbin.
Nah.
Nah.
We ain't
lady that directed that. Wow.
We ain't gonna count it this time.
That's crazy.
Not this time.
And
back to what you're saying.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying back to what you were saying.
Oh, and how the Jamie Foxx is one of those actors that, like I was saying earlier, he elevates the cast no matter what film he's in, whether it's comedy, whether it's action, whether it's drama. He has so much range. I put him in the character actor category, kind of like a Leo
and a Gosling and
those type of guys, because they really make you think that they really make you think that they are that character.
Yes.
And Jamie Foxx, like him freaking out over the little bit of juice in the orange juice bottle, I was like, that's the black people do that shit.
Yep.
Facts.
Absolutely loved it. That was a great movie. All right, so it's on me.
Yeah.
All right, so number 4, I'm sure we all knew where we were when we first saw this movie, but number 4 is Get Out. That's
bro. When I watched Get Out, it changed my life in a way. I'm like, bro,
it's crazy. You know what's crazy, man? When I said I went to school in Kansas. That was when Get Out came out. I think it was my freshman year when Get Out came out. Not only did I watch it in a theater full of like majority of white people, but like, dude, the months following. Everybody who was coming out of that theater was telling me I look just like Lil Rel Howery, and
You don't look nothing like that.
I got that for like months. Like everybody was saying, you look just like Lil Rel Howery, and just like the guy from Get Out, the security officer. I'm like the TSA guy. I'm like, yeah, okay, thank you.
Twin L.
Regardless of that, look, man, Get Out.
Hey, that's funny.
I mean, you can watch that movie as many times as you want, and I personally feel like you'll get something new from it every time, man. I think that movie is absolutely a message that will be around for years and years to come. Just the way that how white people look at Black culture, how even now you got rappers like Yeet and a whole bunch of other people just appropriating Black culture, and how like some people will go to very extreme lengths to try to relate to that. To try to fit in. And honestly, man, the one scene that always stands out to me the most every time I watch that movie is when the auction is happening and Chris is walking around. Daniel Kaluuya's character Chris, he's walking around the house, and all the old people are talking to him. They're looking at him a certain way. They're like, "Oh, black is in fashion." One lady's like, "Oh, is it really better? Is it bigger? Blah blah blah." Like using all the stereotypes, stuff like that. And then you got Lakeith Stanfield, who I really appreciate the more and more I do watch that movie, because he just had to be a white old guy when he was at the party. But I mean, everybody remembers Get Out, man. Like everybody remembers just how powerful that movie is. Like the sunken place. Like when you first watch it, it's pretty crazy just to think about like the sunken place and stuff like that. But even afterwards, like you think about what state that the grandma was in when he got to the place, the state that the grandpa was in, the fact that he could never, the fact that the granddad literally could never get over the fact that he lost to a black guy in a race. He decided to enter another man's body and run on a nightly basis, just keeping like it's so much stuff in that movie, man, that you'll just catch over and over and over as you just keep watching it. And it's a great watch every time. And it's a big credit to Black people don't take nothing seriously, like we were talking about earlier.
They think that's funny.
When Lil Rel Howery goes to the police to report what's going on, she bring in all the other cops so they can laugh at him for what he's talking about. Like,
no, for real.
People don't take nothing seriously, and I love that scene. I loved it. She only
what's funny about that movie is my podcast co-host. He's married to a white girl. And so,
pause. I know you're not talking about
Isaiah.
Oh, I wasn't gonna. I went against that one.
Does he sleep with the eye open?
Yeah.
Oh my
what's funny is, they went to go see that movie. He was walking out, and somebody told him, "Hey, brother, you better get out." So he was laughing. He thought it was funny.
I bet she did.
She didn't think that was funny.
Nah, she didn't think it was funny.
I love watching white people react to that film on YouTube because I just love watching them feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's my number 4 too, bro.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, Get Out is my number 4 too, man.
Y'all seen the alternate ending of what it could have been, of how that movie
goes to jail?
He goes
I made a video.
Where do you see that ending yet? Is it on 4K or what?
Yeah, you can see. Yeah, you can probably look it up on YouTube. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, it's on YouTube.
He goes to jail.
It's like a real thing. That would have been the end. If that would have been the ending to that movie, though, I mean, I don't think it would have sucked. I think it would have just It would have hit a lot of people. It would have hit a lot differently than it did.
It would have made me go a little.
I think so too.
It would have went the Queen and Slim route.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that one, but I heard this
Queen and Slim. Oh man, I'm not a big fan.
See, like because is it mainly because of the ending?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if Get Out would have went the route that the alternate ending showed,
but that's different. I feel like that would work for Get It. Yeah, Queen and Slim just not.
I feel like it would work a lot better for.
It would work for Get Out,
but it's the same old. It's just
Queen and Slim's a good movie though. There were some other things that bothered me with that one, but I still think it's a good movie. But you already said everything about Get Out. But I do like that it addresses racism in just a unique way that we haven't seen, showing us, liberals, white liberals can be racist too, right?
Yeah.
I voted for
His
Obama 3
I
times.
girlfriend
voted
who
for
was,
Obama. I would have voted for him a
yeah,
third time.
you know what I mean? Like, just seeing all that and just seeing how they can obsessively, want to control and manipulate black people, which is interesting. And just the whole silver spoon concept symbolizing the power of wealth and how that can further racism and discrimination. So I thought that was dope, man. So yeah, that's my number 4.
I'm not gonna lie,
Great film.
to this day, I'm mad that I didn't see it in theaters. My stepdad offered to let me skip school when I was in 8th grade. He said, "You want us to go see Get Out tomorrow? You don't gotta go to school tomorrow." Me being me, a 13-year-old, I'm like, if I skip school, that's
I
one
saw
thing
that story.
I don't get to see my crush. So
And really,
Boy,
you chose a crush over Get Out. I ain't gonna catch
I
you.
was 13. I didn't know no better. Plus, the trailer didn't really sell me. But then
my
I
boy was
watched.
sipping
That's
at
it.
13.
That's
Oh
that was
my
the thing. That was the thing
Oh,
about it.
my-
The trailer did not really show any
yeah,
of
the
us
trailer. I
what
was
we were
like,
getting into.
"What are you talking
no,
like?"
I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah,
The
I'm like,
trailer
and
did.
also, I was like, you're telling me the same dude who was just in Keanu a year prior is now doing horror movies?
That
How
was
that
the big
work?
thing too. Yeah, the guy from Key and Peele is doing horror movies. That was the big thing surrounding that.
Yeah.
Like
So I was like, I can wait on it. But then I watched my sophomore year. I'm like, my mom was like, cinema.
it was on it. Yeah, for
Yeah.
real, for
But I'm
sure.
gonna be real. This Get Out should be in my top 5 because I had it at a 5 out of 5, but I haven't seen it in 2 years. So it's like I don't know. I wanted to give recent 100% watches, but
Yeah.
I'm sure when I rewatch it, it's gonna stay in my. It's gonna be up here.
Oh yeah. I rewatched
Yeah.
it maybe like 2 weeks ago while I was editing videos, and it like I said, you get I feel like you get something new out of it every time.
and I love how it's like white people. The mess. Another message I got is that white people.
He about to say something out of line. You had to stop.
Yeah. StreamYard had to catch him. They was like, all right, you said too much. You said too much about white people.
Hey, we didn't even hear what you said, Craig.
What did you
Oh,
said?
my bad. I was
He's
saying
stopping you again,
the
bro.
other message I got from it was that white people hate us so much that they want to be us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. You want us to go back to our country, yet you want to.
Be just like us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said.
Make
That's why I say the auction scene is one of the most important scenes in that movie, man.
Yeah.
It truly is, and it's even.
I think it's
crazier-
amazing how everybody ended up loving that movie, which is pretty
Yes, I
amazing.
find it. You thought I would assume a divide would be there because nobody ever wants
Yeah.
to be pointed out as the bad guy.
Yeah. I
And
thought that's pretty
the point
amazing.
of that's the point of Dude's character when the guy that they choose for Chris to switch with,
The
because
dude
Yeah.
from Very,
all he wanted was his eyes, and that's what
which
he
is
Yeah.
said.
weird, which is very
Right.
weird.
I give a damn about what color you are. Like he's feel
Yeah.
like I'm not really the bad guy here. Like I don't think like the rest of these people, but I just
Nah,
I'm still gonna
you
participate. It's like I'm saying, like it's all there.
evil, my
Yeah.
boy.
It's all there for
Exactly.
sure.
I just feel like if you got that much money, you don't gotta get a black man's body. Get some eye surgery or something. I don't know. Like
Do something. Yeah, Magic's still alive from HIV, so I'm sure you might. Yeah, like I'm sure
no,
you can take something.
exactly.
So I'll go with my next one, and the next one I'll do is damn, what was my next one? Malcolm X.
Okay. I still need to
Malcolm
watch
X.
that. I'm making that a priority.
Malcolm X. Malcolm X, I feel like is significant, man, because of just the NOI and what Malcolm stood for. Denzel, the way he played it. Spike, I feel like it's his best project, right behind Do the Right Thing. I felt
Don't
like
you mean
it
old
got,
boy?
huh?
I said, don't you
Shit.
mean old boy?
Yeah, I like to pretend like that one don't exist, but yeah, he yeah, I mean, I feel like it's one of those films that got us inspired again and got black people back to feeling inspired, feeling motivated, the togetherness in the early 90s, especially with there was a lot going on at that time period. We talking about 1992. So yeah, man, it was
Rodney King.
it was a big yeah, exactly. It was a big deal. So I rock with that. So that is my next pick. So yeah, you go ahead.
All right, my number 3 movie is another movie that I feel like severely flew under the radar. Did not get the attention that it deserved when it came out. The Hate You Give. It came out in like 2018. I think
Powerful.
that's goddamn. Like that movie is one that truly for me did not get the attention that it deserved.
I thought it did.
I mean,
I think
like
from us it did, but not from everybody else.
I went to so
That
Brody.
is.
When I saw that movie, yeah, I went to school in Kansas. So like for me it was not getting
Yeah.
it's not getting the noise and the buzz. And honestly in social media too. Like people there's still people on social there are people on social media who do like, they'll talk about movies that they appreciated in a time once before, or they'll talk about movies that, throwbacks and stuff like that. But like the hate
Yeah.
and give, nobody really revisits it as much as they should. And it's
That is
a
true.
ridiculously powerful message. It's I want to get her name right. Amanda Stenberg.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She's
Mhm.
amazing. Regina Hall is in the movie. My boy Russell Hornsberry from Lincoln
Mhm.
Heights.
Mhm.
Then you got Anthony Mackie, Issa Rae,
I ain't
Common,
know that. I ain't
and
know that.
it's like the role that everybody plays in the film is like truly impactful in so many different ways. Like Common being the cop, Russell Hornsberry being like a gangster, once upon a time gangster who's trying to like leave that life behind, but of course he still has ties to the streets in some ways. And then you have like Amanda Stenberg's character, the main girl who's dating a white boy. Like it's like so many, and it's like her friend. I think his name, the kid who died, the character's name was Khalil, but he's played by Algie Smith, I believe his name, or Algie Smith. Um, like everybody in that movie, man. It was truly just one that I really just I love. To
Yeah.
keep it short, man. It was a movie that I
That
really
movie. Yeah, no, that was good, man. Did you ever read the book?
I did. I read the book after I watched the movie, and I
Okay,
loved it.
okay.
I
Yeah.
loved it even more.
Yeah.
Like that was one of them rare instances I actually read the book after I watched the movie because I was like,
Yeah.
Hmm.
I want to see what the
That's how
book.
good the movie was.
I know the movie was
Yeah.
very good, truly.
Okay, my number three. I feel like this one flew under the radar as well, especially during COVID and everything like that. This is another
Yo.
stage play,
I feel like I know what he's gonna say. That's why.
and it's One Night in Miami.
Oh, okay. No, it's not.
Oh, I
It's
thought he
not.
was gonna say
Really?
Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
That's a
Uh,
severe. That's a criminally underrated movie.
that one's great too, but One Night in Miami, I absolutely directed by Regina King. She did her thing
Shout
on.
out.
Yeah,
I have to admit, I haven't watched that one.
I haven't
And
either,
I
but I
haven't watched that
know
one purposely, but I
I've
need you
seen
to
it.
tell me why
I
it's
saw it.
good.
I saw it. It's
why
And
on
very.
I want you
purpose.
to tell me why it's good. I purposely didn't watch it because I was like, why are they fictionalizing? So like it's a conversation that was never happening. So I was like,
Mm.
why are we fictionalizing these iconic people and what they would have talked about? So I was that was my perspective, but I'm hearing it's great. So I'm like, I guess I
It
need to
is.
watch it. Yeah.
It's kind of like a
I
bit.
guess because it's not real, but
I
I
was
was
gonna say
like,
I know
well,
this is
at the
like
same time.
Craig's movie, but like truly, it's kind of like a what if kind of scenario. If all
Yeah.
these men got a chance to sit down with each other and talk when in a night where they were actually all in the same state at one point
Yeah.
in time, but like it's
I
a very impactful conversation that they were having, especially about the way they talk about each other's influences and how they personally view how each other are, like how Muhammad Ali views Malcolm X, how Malcolm X views what Muhammad Ali's talking about. Like
Has
it's
has there been anything that checks off as far as like their thought process?
I only saw the movie like twice, and like the last time I watched it maybe like a year ago. I mean, as far as what they're saying, it's more for me just very interesting where they're coming from, as far as like
Yeah.
how they feel about each other's activist ways or lack
Yeah.
thereof. Like
Yeah.
how some people want to be for the cause, but they're not going as aggressive as Malcolm is, or they're not
Yeah.
trying to go about it in a peaceful way. Like it's just very interesting to see where everybody's heads at.
right.
Well, I feel
Like
like I have to watch it now because of One Love is coming out, so I need to be able to
yeah,
see
like
this.
Kings
it is
Benedict.
phenomenal. Like I think it should have won. I think it should have been nominated and won something for the Oscars.
Yeah.
But
That's what I'm hearing.
like there's a discussion between Malcolm and
Wow.
And
Oh,
Malcolm is criticizing Sam for working with the enemy and being so friendly with the enemy, white people that being, and Sam is criticizing Malcolm because he's going out there, and Malcolm handles white people, I wouldn't say physically, but he does fight back, and Sam criticizes him for that because Sam handles white people on a business tactic.
Sam Cooke was John Legend, bro.
I was gonna say the guy who plays Sam Cooke has a moment at the end of the film where he really gets to shine too. It's a very beautiful sentiment
That's
to
dope.
Sam Cooke's character.
That's dope.
Mhm.
Yeah, I kind of view Sam Cooke and John Legend very similarly.
Mhm.
The
Yeah,
people
and
that
they
white people
asked
love
Jim
him.
Brown if he was gonna join the Nation of Islam, and he was like, "Shit, have you tried my grandmother's pork chops? Plus, I love white women. Fuck that."
He said that for real?
Not in the movie.
Oh,
Oh, so yeah, in the movie he did.
oh, I love my. Have you tried my grandma?
I could see that.
Hey, that's funny.
Yeah.
All right, Draco, you at what,
There
3
you
and
go.
2?
Yeah, my third one, another middle school classic, generational in my opinion. Even though realistically, in the hindsight, not really. Straight Outta Compton. They did Easy E Dirty, but the movie still bangs.
What
Like
was wrong with Easy?
they didn't do him justice in the movie. They made him seem like a weak, broke, AIDS-ridden man. Even though, yeah, he did end up having AIDS, but like he still had a successful career after NWA, with
Oh, I
Bone
got you. I
Thugs and
got you.
Harmony and all that.
Yeah,
Like when
yeah,
I
yeah.
was
I got
younger,
you.
I was waiting for Bone Thugs to show up. Like where, like he didn't just go broke and just start begging for money. But the movie is still
I was gonna
Well,
say,
you
and
know how you know who was alive and
a
how
credit
it
to
got
your,
made. So yeah.
a credit to one of your like the most iconic moments in black movies when they're in the studio first making Cruising Down the Street in My 6'4".
yes.
Watching that
They
in
played
theaters,
that everywhere.
with a crowd full of black people, bro. That's one of those iconic moments for me for sure.
It is. Yeah.
For sure. Everybody
Yeah.
died laughing at that, and it felt like we
Yeah.
were watching that song be made for the first time.
Cruising down the street in my 6'4".
He said, cruising. He said, "Nah, man, you cruising." He said, "Cruising." Like that's that one was for sure.
I also wanted Real Motherfucking G's to be in the movie because I love
I
that
love
song.
that song. Yeah, same here.
So,
Yeah, we
But
need to
no,
hear the clap back, right? Yeah.
but no, he's sitting at the poolside crying. Cherry man, I'm struggling, man. But that's neither here nor there.
And
Number
And
Dr.
hell,
Dre
two,
was
I
over there just
wanted
knocking
them to
out. Dr.
show.
Dre was just knocking out boys, huh? He was knocking out everybody, huh?
he was knocking out
Yeah,
his
Dre
I
did
woman.
wanted.
that.
That's who he was fighting his wife.
I was just about to say they should have shown Dre's alcohol abuse in the film.
But no, he's not going to allow that because he's alive.
No, it's not
yeah,
But
gonna.
but I
and
watched the
we,
Michelet movie on Lifetime when I was like
Well, I saw that.
13, and
Yeah.
she was telling the truth. She was getting abused.
same reason we get no more winning time because Magic don't want his story to be told.
Yep.
He's like,
Yep.
y'all getting a little too deep. Like, let's not get into the bad stuff.
Right.
Man, Dr. Dre really hated Michelet's voice that much, huh? Damn shame.
And this,
That y'all didn't catch that joke. Sorry. You
Oh
have to hear
yeah,
her talk.
no,
I get what you're
no,
saying.
I've
No.
heard.
Yeah.
Number two. The only reason it's at number two and not number one is because the director's not black. Django Unchained. I love it. One of my favorite movies of all time. Like, if you were to put me on a desert island and say pick three movies, I'd have no problem picking that movie. In all honesty, as one of the three, that movie, I saw that movie in theaters. I was extremely young, yes, but I kind of have always been watching mature movies from a young age. But back then, I didn't understand. I didn't understand the peak cinema, you know. But my junior year of high school, I watched it in school, mind you. Like I'm going period to period in class watching it. Like I'm glued. I'm
Yeah,
like, this is an easy 5 out of 5.
yeah.
Watched it again 2 years ago. Easy 5 out of 5. One of my favorites of all time. This movie just goes crazy. Jamie
Sure.
Foxx, yet again.
I didn't get to
Terrence,
see it. I didn't get to see
Dang,
that movie in theaters because it was sold out and we had to go watch Jack Reacher instead. But I mean, Jack Reacher wasn't that bad. It wasn't Django, but it was just Django was sold
yeah.
out. I wasn't able to watch it. So
Hmm.
Dang.
I remember watching that joint on my laptop though. It was that was iconic. And Kerry Washington, shout out to her because the scene
Yes.
that'll always be like smeared in my brain is when she gets let out the hot box.
Yeah, bro.
You make that face, yo. I'll never
Yeah,
forget
bro.
that face. I will never forget that. Her
I
making
thought you were gonna say when Leo smeared his blood
Yeah, I thought he was gonna say that
on
too.
her face because I love Leo, but he would have gotten the shit slapped out of him.
that's a good part too. But yeah, nah, that's when
Smash the glass. Like, imagine actually cutting your hand. Like, that's crazy.
he was that dedicated to that part. I love that.
And
Yeah.
I'm very excited to rewatch the movie. And I'm mad it doesn't have a 4K. Like, why doesn't it get special treatment, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They never want to see a black brother winning. I'm kidding.
All right, Craig.
In due time. In due
What was it,
time.
number 2? We had number 2.
Yeah, my
Your
number
number-
two.
yeah.
My number 2 is Spike Lee's joint, Malcolm X.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very classic. I still love. One of my favorite scenes is the speech he was giving when, God, I think it was after, like, when they started to grow resentment towards him because they thought that he was the leader of the Nation of Islam. Like
I haven't seen the movie.
yeah,
Mhm.
like the
Yeah.
I don't know the whole speech, but if a Negro was truly an American citizen, we wouldn't have a race problem. And the Emancipation Proclamation was authentic, we wouldn't have a race problem. If the 13,
Yeah.
14, and 15 amendments to the Constitution were authentic, we wouldn't have a race problem.
Yep. Is that real?
And that the saying, this is too much power for one man, that will forever reign, that will forever live in my brain, because one thing white supremacists are terrified of is black unity.
Yep.
Facts.
And that's been back in the Bible days.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, but yeah, that's
Same.
a great pick. I mean, yeah, we talked about Malcolm X, but yeah, that's a great pick. All right, number 2 is a movie that Draco already mentioned, but I just have to, say it regardless. Moonlight.
They
Moonlight.
forgot about it. They forgot I even said that, man.
Moonlight is number 2 for
It's
me
a good pick. Great film.
because like this movie impacted me in so many different ways. I'm not like LGBTQ or anything like that. I mean,
Yeah, it's clear the area real quick.
I would say everybody does what everybody, you can do what you do. I respect everybody's lifestyle. I have nothing, I don't judge or anything like that. But that movie just showed black people in a whole different light, in a more vulnerable light, like just being like growing up gay and you're not necessarily fitting in with everybody and you trying to really find your way as a black man in this world, especially being gay. It's like black men already have so much on their shoulders, especially when they don't grow up with fathers, they grow up in abusive households, and just being gay in that world, like all on top of that, it just made things so much more difficult. And that's where Mahershala Ali's character was just so impactful and why he was so important in that movie, because he was a guiding light for Chiron. And I really loved how the story was told in 3 parts of him being a little kid, and then the teenager, and then the adult version of the character Chiron. And it was just like that movie, like it hit me emotionally, man. That movie truly hit me in a lot of
When he was like, you sell drugs? You
Oh,
sell drugs, right? Yeah. So like he connected the dots, like you sell drugs to my mom, then basically.
yeah,
He just like walked out the room. I was like, damn, bro.
yo.
Yeah, that
And
shit.
then you get the moment. Dang, I don't know the actress's name, but the lady that plays Chiron's mom, she gets an opportunity to apologize after so many years later. Like when he's an adult at that point and everything's all said and done, like he's basically been affected by everything he's been affected by, but she wants to apologize and she wants to sit there and try to make amends. And it's like, yo, like Moonlight speaks volumes, man. Moonlight is a very, very beautiful movie that I just
Yeah,
to this day love very much.
definitely a top tier A24 film. For
Yeah,
sure.
man, it's one that I revisit pretty often because it's something that you can get something new from it every time. It's
I
something that,
agree. Yeah.
especially from the beginning with Mahershala Ali's character, and then
Yep.
Janelle Monáe does a very good job in that movie as well. Like that joint
I
is,
didn't even know she was in it.
yeah, she plays Mahershala Ali's
Yeah.
wife or girlfriend.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah, y'all check that one out, man. That's a good one.
no
That's a great
Moonlight.
film.
Moonlight is amazing, man. It's a really good movie.
It is.
Go ahead, Caleb.
So my number 2, I would have liked to have Malcolm here, but I'm thinking about Impact. I'm going with School Days, Spike's film, School Days.
I think School Days.
School Days, I just feel like another culturally significant film. Spike's way of highlighting college, how important it was to be in college, Black Greek letter organizations. Me being a part of Omega Sci-Fi, I can relate heavy to it now.
Yeah,
Especially like the way they do things. He didn't actually specifically say like Kappa Alpha Psi Omega Psi Phi, but you could see like, okay, this group is supposed to be the Qs. This group is supposed, like, you could tell what was what. I like the way he did that. Also, like the conversations of colorism that still exist to this day. Like,
Which is crazy.
even the words they were using, calling each other jigaboo, this and this, that.
Oh my
The way they treat each other, I was like, bro, this, in a way, like he was able to do it as a musical, I felt like was very, it had a nice touch to it. And then the end of it, the wake up scene, like, wake up.
you know,
Like, come on, like, let's get the community together. Let's come together. So, Spike wanted us to awaken our minds to all the social issues and all this stuff, and he did it in kind of a brilliant way, bro. That one hit heavy for the culture and definitely moved us forward. So,
Is that why Sam Jackson at the beginning of Do the Right Thing says that? Is like kind of a callback to his last movie that he just did?
Bro, oh yeah. Like it's, you could definitely, pretty much. Wait, have you seen School Days?
I'm not.
Oh yeah, watch that.
Not yet, I should say.
definitely should check it
I
out.
know you gotta watch this.
I'm getting deeper in
that's
his
my number
filmography
2.
this year.
Oh yeah, dive into it, bro. So that's my number 2. My number 1, doing it because I feel like, as far as cultural significance, what this film has done, I've never seen it in Black cinema history ever in my life. Black Panther, I'm putting number 1.
I thought you were saying Boys in the Hood, not gonna lie.
No. I've never seen anything literally get Black people up to go to a movies like I have seen that before.
Yeah,
I've never seen that a day in my life. I'm 34 years old. I've never seen that before.
True unity.
Never. Like, this
everybody
was,
dressed up.
bro, everybody dressed up, everybody throwing up the X, the Wakanda Forever, bro. The hashtags, the pictures, everything, bro. You would think that we learned the word colonizer for the first time. The way boys was throwing that word around, I was like, bro, like, it was. I had never seen anything like that before, and I got my qualms with certain things about Black Panther, but it's not even about that. To me, it's about just what it did.
That like was shitty CGI.
Well, yeah, like I have certain issues with the movie and Wakanda Forever, but at the same time, it did what it did, bro.
The cultural impact is next.
The cultural impact is the biggest thing, and that's the thing. If anybody listening, you'll probably see my top 10s have been just what it's done, how things have moved forward for us, like,
and the soundtrack too,
and the soundtrack, bro, and just like it was almost like we were proud to accept our African lineage as well. Which we hadn't really seen that really ever in films in a long time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy. So I loved it. That's my number 1.
My number 1 is a movie that when Craig said it flew under the radar during the pandemic, I thought he was going to say this one. My number 1 is Judas and the Black Messiah. I've heard about the Black Panthers, and I've heard like throughout many movies and television shows like jokes about them, or they've been talked about in sort of like a very jokeful way, but this was the one thing that I've seen where they were shown in their actual light, and Daniel Kaluuya playing Fred Hampton was absolutely just ridiculous. Like
I love
it's
that number one pick for you. That's an amazing. That was my favorite movie that year.
yo, it was a movie that when I watched it, I'm truly like like I was so pissed off that the pandemic was happening at that time because I'm like, this needs to be seen in theaters.
Yeah, yeah,
This needs to be seen in like people need to
I
go
know.
watch this movie. Like this,
Yeah,
this needs to be experienced on the big screen
yep.
and with an audience because it's a movie that truly has a message unlike any other, man, about Fred Hampton, like, and about a man that I feel like a lot of people don't know about, man. Like I don't think a lot of people
Definitely.
knew who he was, and it's just Judas and the Black Messiah truly was a movie that it, like really affected me in a way I really didn't expect. Like I'll be completely honest, man. When I watched that movie, when I first turned it on, I'm like, I thought it was gonna be like a good movie, but I didn't think it was gonna be as good as it was.
As good as
And
that. Yeah.
then you had Jesse Plemons, Dominique Fishback, Ashton Sanders. You had
Oh man.
Lakeith Stanfield absolutely killing it. I mean, it was just so you had so Lil Rel Howery was in the movie again. You had Jermaine Fowler.
Twin them.
Yo, it's just too
Yeah.
many. There's so many great performances in that movie. It's such a powerful message, and it's one that
The way that documentary was done, like because there was a documentary, William O'Neill documentary, where he
yeah,
talks about his situation. It went live on air. I don't know if it was CBS, NBC, or whatever. But the day after it aired, he killed himself after that.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
like the way they did that. They start with the interview, and then they end it with the interview, and then they showed
yeah,
how I was like, oh man,
That's
that was dope.
insane.
That was a nice touch. Yeah.
yeah.
So
Making that a
shout out to
priority watch
that
as
director.
well.
Yeah.
Oh, you ever seen Judas and the Black Messiah, Drago?
Not yet.
You got to watch that movie for sure.
Yeah, you got to. Yeah.
Yeah, Judas and the Black Messiah is a must see for sure.
Now we
What's
got
your number one,
Greg.
Fred?
My number one is talking about this earlier. Get Out.
There you go.
I like it.
Now you can't be mad at that one.
Absolutely love it. I remember I was watching this. There was these two white girls podcast. They had one of their black friends on, and he was talking about how he broke up with his white girlfriend after watching the
wow.
film. And she was like, and he was saying that she was like, what did I do? Did I do something wrong? And he was like, oh, no.
Not yet.
It's crazy. I
Yeah.
know a few stories like that too, where people broke up with their white girlfriends because of Get Out. I know a few people that did that too.
Yeah, and Laurel, like, oh my God, he was so freaking hilarious in this film.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
his conversation with Rose on the phone, and he was like, when he caught on to her, he was like, "Oh, this bitch is lying."
But Jordan Peele is married to a white girl though, so it's like
Which is
I wouldn't,
crazy. Isn't he
wouldn't go
married
as
to the girl
far
from
as
Brooklyn
to
Nine-Nine?
Yeah, it's a chick from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I would have never,
Yeah.
never, ever.
Yeah.
Never in a minute. I
but-
never would have put that together. Never.
Wait, say it again.
He's married
Jordan
to the girl
Peele.
from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, Chelsea, Peretti, or
no,
whatever. But
It's Freddie.
huh?
Oh shit,
Gina.
I did
Isn't
not
it
know
Gina in
that.
the show?
Name's Gina. Yep.
But I was gonna say, like, I don't think anybody should have been breaking up with their
Yeah.
person over it.
I
Like,
don't
especially
think-
after you see who he's with. Like, I think it's just a way to analyze and assess that situation. You know
But
what I mean?
hold
Like,
on.
now if y'all ain't strong enough to deal with it, but that's
But
different.
look.
But
Think of it
Yeah.
like
Huh?
this. What if he knew what to make the movie about because he lives it every day?
I hope
hey,
not.
that's smart too.
He has to.
Bro, you need to make an executive decision and leave, sir.
It'll be crazy at the end of the movie. It says, "Guys, help me, please."
Personally, I think
Hashtag
that
get out.
personally, I think that as long as you're not trying to, if you're dating a white person, as long as you're not succumbing to any form of self-hatred, then I don't really give a shit.
The coons make me mad, man.
Yeah.
Also,
can be-
fetish behavior. Fetish.
Ex-
The way we
yes.
fetish over each other as different too, but that's a whole nother conversation. So you know
Oh,
what I mean.
yeah.
That's exactly why every time I see a white dude with an Asian chick, I'm like, ugh.
But
And the what's the actress that plays Rose?
Her name's Allison Williams, I believe.
Yeah, she said that she after Get Out, like she has a lot of brothers come up to her, and when they ask for pictures, they're like, "Hey, can you hold my keys?"
Yo, that's crazy.
Mm.
That's crazy.
hey, that's funny.
Mm.
That's
That's
funny.
crazy.
Mm.
I think after that role, she definitely had to not she didn't take a break per se, but she was like kind of like not trying to stay in the spotlight too much just because
Yeah,
people
'cause-
kind of as doing some crazy stuff.
I'm sure.
That's just how black people kind of take stuff a little too far, like with power.
Yeah.
you gotta break
Yeah.
you gotta. That's a movie. Come on now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like
Exactly.
I'm sure the chick that plays Skylar White, I don't think she has been seen in person in
I don't understand how people hate her so bad. Like it's a
Oh,
character.
I can't stand her. I can't stand Skylar White. Skylar White is annoying as fuck. But that's a conversation for another day. But Skylar White is one of the worst people ever. That Skylar White sucks. But the actress did an amazing job. So
Yes. But my number one pick is Menace to Society.
to number one,
5 out of 5
watch for me.
that's crazy.
Wow.
I wouldn't expect. That's I respect that. I just
Favorite
wouldn't.
black film all time. Okay.
Yeah. The Hughes brothers did
Yeah.
their thing with that one. They snapped with that one. I watched it last year for like the third time, and that's when I truly was able to fully appreciate it. Even bought it on Criterion literally the same week I watched it, and I don't know, it just hit. I just rock with the themes, cinematography, all the acting performances. I just feel like because a lot of people on Film Talk, Letterboxd, all that they praise this movie, and I was like, are y'all really over here praising Menace to Society like it's like peak cinema? Like, come on now, like no hate to the movie, but like I guess just to us, it just is different. But then I watched, like, okay, I understand. But people are going into deep analysis. It just depicts the hood culture and the black experience in America so well. I mean, it does. It's just the way that people on the outside looking in, viewing it, made me be like, "What are y'all
Yeah, I was
talking
gonna
about?
say that's an outside looking in type thing because for me it's kind of like I know four niggas like that down the street, so I don't really, it don't really hit me the same.
Literally.
Every hood got an old dog. I think
Literally, I know.
and I think like
I
this.
know, like all the neighborhoods around here had old dogs. So
That's what I was gonna say. That's the only reason why like those films didn't reach a top 10 for me or anything, because when you examine it a little bit more, it's more like an examination for white people to look at for us and
Mm.
what we dealt with. Like I hear people now talking about, oh, I just watched Boys in the Hood. Oh my God, I can put this as top 30 film of all time. Oh wow, I just watched,
Mm.
Men's Society. And it's because they're so mind blown by can you believe this happened? Like
Yeah.
Watts was like this year? You've got to be kidding me.
See,
And it's like we know this already,
that's
like,
why.
so it's a little
That's how
different.
I feel. That's probably why American fiction is getting so much praise right now, because like we like and understand
Yeah.
it. But they're like, wow, it's just so
Yeah.
profound. But
Yeah.
that and they
there's
feel
nothing
like
wrong
if
with
they
that
don't-
though.
I was gonna say that, and they feel like if they don't nominate it, then they're just going to get criticized even more for not.
And the thing is, they weren't. They weren't at all. But no, but Menace to Society, it wasn't like mind blowing. Like, oh my god, things happen. I don't know. It's like I could just appreciate the the filmmaking aspects of it and all that, like writing standpoint, presenting themes, cinematography wise. I don't know. It just hit for me. Like this. This is
Hughes brothers talented, man. Hughes brothers
yeah.
are
I'm like,
talented.
this is a banger, bro. That's a banger. But the age old debate of Menace to Society versus Boys in the Hood is gonna be here forever. But
I'm
as y'all
always,
can
We
I'm
got a
always,
whole episode on that bad boy. Yeah,
on your podcast, you do.
yeah.
I need to listen. Dang,
Yeah, I
did
have
I
to
listen
send you
to
that.
it? Yes,
I don't know,
definitely.
but I chose Boys in the Hood though.
Oh, I know.
I was gonna say I'm always
Yeah.
going to choose Boys in the Hood for sure.
What do you choose, Craig?
For what?
Boys in the Hood or Menace to Society?
Boys, I haven't seen Menace. I just the only thing I know from Menace is the gas station. I mean
The
the
convenience
scene
store
that
scene.
yeah, the scene that they parodied in the Wayne's movie.
Yeah, Hurry Up and Buy.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's worth a watch. You definitely gotta check that one out.
It's worth a watch.
Like I said, it took me 21 years to finally watch it, but I watched it when I was 21.
I can't watch another trauma film.
I mean, is it necessarily black
I
trauma?
don't even think it runs like that. To be honest with you, the way the Hughes brothers were kind of genius with the way they did it because it's a lot going on. It's a serious matter, but it ends up being a fun watch.
Yes.
And I remember when we were talking about that, my boy Isaiah, he didn't want to agree with fun. I don't think that's the word. I'm like, bro, how many times you seen it? Probably 30
I
times.
did listen.
It's fun, bro. It's
I've
a
heard
fun
this
movie.
episode.
I was like,
I definitely watched
live,
it,
bro. Like, there's too many iconic lines in there. There's too many. You know, you're fucked up, right? You're fucked up, right? No, that can't be me. I had my Jimmy hat on extra tight. Like, there's just too many things that are iconic in that movie, bro. We have fun with it. When he jacks the dude for his rims, I could take a double cheeseburger with fries. There's too many things that we just have fun with, bro. I'm like, stop playing. It's okay to say we have fun with it.
Yeah,
it's all right.
It becomes more fun as you like after you get over the initial. Like that's the thing about a lot of like horror movies too. Well, I mean, for me at least, when I was a kid, like they're very scary, but the more you watch them, the more fun.
Yeah.
This definitely is not a black trauma movie at all. I'm not the biggest fan of black trauma. Get Out, that's the highest regard I'll give. But anyway, just in general, we need to nothing against black trauma because I feel like we still need to be reminded a little bit.
Nah, I feel like.
By the way, oh man, before y'all end this call, Selma is one that I want to put.
Selma was on my honorable mention.
I didn't even.
Hey,
boy,
shout some movies out y'all want to shout out real quick.
People out there, forgive me. Selma was on that list. I think Selma was the best film that year. I think it's a flawless movie. I think it did a good job of showing MLK's vulnerabilities. It didn't really sugarcoat anything at all. It insinuated the affairs. Like it was authentic. I think it was the best way to tell that story. It made him seem like a regular a human. You know what I mean? And just the way they did that.
It made him show like even he had doubts and regrets.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yes.
He was scared.
Be real with us. Be real with us. Yes.
Bro.
That's the way you tell the story.
The marching scenes in that movie are amazing.
Yes.
Selma is great. Selma is a great movie, man.
Great.
Yeah.
It should have won over Birdman, but that's another conversation.
And
I like
Tessa
Birdman
Thompson with her fine ass.
You said who?
Yeah.
And Tessa Thompson with her fine ass.
Yeah, Tessa Thompson, yeah. It's fine. But yeah.
The only movie I didn't necessarily shout out, I just wanted to do The Woman King and Till.
I still need to watch Till.
Bro, guy in the chair, bro. We got to follow each other because I talked about Woman King recently.
Yeah.
And I want you to I didn't mind it. I had a great time with it, but the historical inaccuracies bothered a lot of people. Yeah. So they were calling to boycott the film and all this stuff. I'm like, bro, it's a black film, bro. Please.
You know what's crazy? When it comes to like historical inaccuracies, man, I'm not watching the movie for a history lesson per se.
Bro,
like,
that's what I'm saying, bro.
I'm watching this movie for this movie to present to me its story. Like, I never like a lot of people like I didn't like the movie Napoleon. A lot of people had a problem with that historical accuracies. I just don't think the movie's good. I can give a damn.
It was mid, bro. It was a mid movie. It's just not
like the movie's just not good. I
don't really care about it. They changed up They changed up some things about it, but it doesn't break the movie. What breaks the movie is it just is kind of whack.
Boring as hell.
Yeah, it's what it is.
Boring as hell. But no,
facts,
The Woman King, I could give a damn about historical inaccuracies. As far as I'm concerned, that's a true story. Like, that movie's amazing, bro. Like the Woman King is, and especially to see women be able to step up in roles like that and be powerful. And be leaders and be warriors and and the part. First of all, they haven't seen it, but the part where they run to go get her daughter. Oh. I might as well have went to go run with them, dog. Because
y'all two gotta watch that.
Hey, I'm gonna get a tone with it, man.
You gotta watch. You gotta I know we've been saying you gotta watch a lot of stuff, bro. But if there's
I gotta watch.
If there's movies that I like 3 movies I say come away from this conversation with the John Odyssey is If Beale Street Can Talk, The Woman King, and Judas and the Black Messiah. Like you gotta watch those.
You have to. Yeah.
I have to watch
I'm still upset The Woman King wasn't nominated for nothing.
I don't understand that.
Highway robbery. Because that was
why.
that movie
You
definitely
know
made
why,
me.
but it was almost like really like crazy.
No nod,
Yeah.
zero nod.
Yo,
But before we go, my honorable mentions definitely the Black Klansman.
that's a
Okay.
good one. I actually
Blank.
met Ron Stallworth too. It's crazy.
Oh wow, that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
he did a
Once you watch some other
Q&A.
Spike films, you're gonna put them over Black Klansman. No, I bet.
Oh, I know, I know, I
I was
know.
telling Real Takes that because he was praising Black. I think Black Klansman is great. I'm glad he got the Oscar for it, but I'm like, boy, there's some other bangers that you should have.
The Black
Yeah.
Klansman
Okay, go
definitely
ahead.
does not have Spike Lee's like. It doesn't seem like his type of thing,
Which
really.
is a good
Not
thing too, though.
it.
That's a good
Yeah,
thing too. Yeah.
like when you watch Do the Right Thing or Crooklyn, it feels like a
Hmm.
Spike Lee movie.
Yeah.
Even from what I've seen from Malcolm X, I haven't seen the whole movie, but it's just like it has that feeling. But Black Klansman, it's not saying it's bad, but like I don't know, it doesn't
And by
seem
the
like
way,
it could be.
social media, y'all stop using that same Adam Driver clip.
Nah, for real, please,
Stop doing
please.
that.
Man,
Stop doing him.
I was about to quote that joint word for word because I know that joint too well. I know that joint too.
Every other month they post he wasn't acting in this one.
Yeah, I was like, stop doing that click.
But also got to shout out Blank Man. I don't care what nobody says.
That's the
I love
Damon
that
Wayne
movie.
movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, dumb. That
Have you seen Meteor Man? Have you seen that one?
not yet.
Robert Townsend. Yeah, check that out too. Yeah, Blank Man is dope.
this
And
movie
also,
wasn't. This movie didn't come out in theaters, I don't think, but I'm pretty sure we've all seen this at some point during Black History Month. It's called Our Friend Martin. It's like an animated
Oh
movie.
yeah,
I watched that in
yeah.
elementary school.
Oh,
That's a
I'm
big-
sorry. Don't let me forget this. I'm sorry, Draco, because it just before I forget, HBO Max watch Boycott. Okay,
Boycott that
Jeffrey Wright
documentary.
is it's an MLK movie, and Jeffrey Wright is MLK.
Damn.
And I remember
2001.
I remember when this dropped too, and I was like, oh, it's a good movie because back in the day, like that's why I say everybody says Jeffrey Wright's never had a leading role. I'm like, yes, he has had a leading role. Nobody
The
wants to talk
majority of
about it.
people.
Yeah, but that's back when HBO used
Definitely.
to drop like straight movies to HBO, and that was one of them. And I was like, it's a good movie. Like, it's cool. I'm gonna have to rewatch it. I haven't seen it since 2001, so but I'm gonna rewatch it and maybe talk about it or something. So
That's a bad. I'm gonna check it out.
We got light skinned MLK over here. But yeah, definitely.
Watch
Also,
me watch it now and be like, ooh, it's rough.
he said maybe I shouldn't have recommended that.
Yeah, that's how
It's
I
been
felt
since
after I watched-
2001, people. It's been since
So
2001.
that's how I felt when I watched X-Men 3 again.
Nah, I'm a Last Stand
Oh.
fan.
I'm just be
I
real.
That
love
left
The
a
Last
sour
Stand.
taste in
I hate the
everybody's
way
mouth.
they ended that movie, man.
That
and
movie's
series.
bad. That movie's really
Yeah.
bad.
It's whack.
But
My last shout out will be CB4. Everybody always posts the I'm black, y'all, I'm black, y'all, I'm bliggity black. But do you know where it came from?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
CB4 is a
saying.
classic.
So I'm
Yeah.
saying. If
All
you haven't
right,
seen
well, I'm just glad
CB4,
nobody shouted out state property or anything like that. I see we kept it good. No Hot Boys, Master P, none of that. Thank you.
Soul
good.
Plane.
So,
hey,
Some of
Soul
my
Plane funny as hell though.
I said, what did I send you, Draco? I sent you Blood Thicker Than Water or something like that.
Yes.
It was Mac 10 and Ice Cube and Fat Joe.
No, snap. Don't forget Choices, 3-6 Mafia.
Choices. Ooh,
That's
the hip hop
crazy.
movies,
Let's
bro.
go back. That's
So-
crazy.
I'm surprised nobody said DJ from Hustle and Flow. Nobody shot that.
Hey,
one down.
Hustle and Flow.
I thought one of y'all was gonna say Hustle and Flow.
I didn't even know Hustle and Flow counted for real.
Nah, Hustle and Flow definitely counts. It's hard out here
That's
for
a
pimp.
black film. That's a black movie.
Nah, that counts. That 1,000% counts.
That's a black
Hustle
movie.
and Flow just didn't hit me the way it hit everybody else. But I mean, it's a
Yeah.
good. It just didn't hit me that way.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's a good movie though.
I just seen
it's
a
not.
clip of this.
Also, I'm not the biggest. I'm not really the biggest Terrence Howard guy after Empire. I was.
Oh, the Empire got weird for me. They started tugging each other, and
I finished.
like every
I finished,
Tugging.
I finished.
What does that
show.
mean? What you talking
They
about?
was tugging.
like Empire. I don't like those shows that is strictly like drugs, sex, like all that
I got
stuff.
you. Yeah.
Like it gets old after a while. That's
No
why
power?
I'm not a
No
fan
power?
of. That's why
No
I'm not a fan
power
of
is fire.
what's the show called? Euphoria.
Snowfall? Oh,
Oh
Euphoria.
yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
because
Sam Levinson
Euphoria,
as a director, I've heard
I
some
like
things about
Euphoria.
him.
Snowfall.
like
Euphoria, they're
Euphoria.
just it's just a bunch of 30-year-old actors trying to fool the audience thinking they're in high school. Like, nigga, you got a beard.
I
Shut
mean,
up.
the reason that Euphoria kind of hits for me is because that is kind of what school is like nowadays. I mean,
Yeah.
you're not that old,
Drugged
but
out.
that is definitely you're tweaking out at a much. You're being introduced to a lot of stuff very early at a very young
Yeah.
age, and it's
Yeah, but let me say I almost stopped listening to Tupac's music entirely because they had an episode where Zendaya was rapping "Hit 'Em Up" and all these
Oh my
teenage white
gosh.
kids on TikTok started playing that
Wait,
song
I
in their
think I
videos.
remember that. I remember that actually.
I was like, y'all are ruining Tupac. How
It,
are y'all just now finding out about him?
yeah,
That's so
it's very
funny, man.
corny when they find out so late about things. But before we go, I was gonna say that the dude that directed Hustle and Flow also did Coming to America and Dolomite is My Name. Never would have guessed that one.
hey, that's an underrated one too. Dolomite is my name.
Dolomite is My Name is a great film.
It's a
I
great
gotta
Shout out
movie.
to Rudy Ray Moore. If y'all have never seen Dolomite, definitely check out Dolomite.
I only
It's
watched
a
it
lot of
because of that movie, man. But
it's a lot of fun.
it's
It's fun.
it's like
It's
it was like when I watched whatever that movie is called, The Room, I think, after watching The
Yeah.
Disaster Artist, and it's just
oh yeah, yeah.
The Disaster Artist was entertaining as hell, but I was just like, yeah, The Room is bad, but
Nah.
Dolomite was really bad.
I look at it
was,
Dolomite is so
it was as
goddamn.
bad
Dolomite
as
is bad, and you're just gonna be entertained and laughing and just being like, this dude really did this.
I want to watch Dolomite first before I watch the Eddie Murphy one. Not gonna lie.
I was gonna say
I think
I
you
did
should. I think you'll probably appreciate that.
You'll
Murphy
appreciate
one
it a
a
lot
lot
more
more.
because I watched Dolomite as My Name first, and then watching Dolomite, I'm like, no, this movie is as bad as this movie.
It's terrible.
It's
Yeah,
possibly like 10 times.
Dolomite.
you'll start quoting it too. I started quoting that bad boy. I was like,
Nah,
that bad
This
boy's
right
bad.
here. This is the definition of a pimp.
Man, nah,
The
Dolomite.
Godfather, is that the Godfather?
That's Rudy Ray Moore.
Oh, I couldn't see from there. Sorry,
Oh.
I thought you had WWF Godfather. Okay, yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
My bad. It was.
Dolomite
I
is
thought you
so
had the Godfather. I was
goddamn
like,
funny.
hey, he a fake pimp though. Yeah, nah, that's real. That's what's up. But shoot, man, I gotta get off, fellas. I'm sorry.
No,
Nah, we've been on for almost 3 hours.
I appreciate you boys, man. Thank you so much for this
Nah,
opportunity.
man, I
man.
appreciate
No
y'all, man.
problem. I
Thanks,
appreciate y'all
Draco,
for
for
coming
hooking
out.
us up.
No
Guy in the chair, it's
problem.
good to finally talk to you, man.
It's great to meet
Yeah,
you boys.
we'll
man.
talk more, man. Craig, hilarious as always, bro. Great.
Appreciate that.
But thank y'all for watching. This has been a pretty long experience, but I'm glad y'all stuck out here. And in the comments, let us know your top 5 black movies. This is a judgment-free zone, unless you got 12 Years a Slave up in there.
Yeah, please.
But yeah,
Save
hit the
that.
comments, let us know, and hey, maybe be back for more. Maybe this could be like a monthly thing.
I'm down.
Hey,
I'm down
I'm
with
cool with that.
it.
but yeah, peace.
Appreciate y'all boys.
All right, man.